Be honest with me for a second. If I walked up to you right now and asked, what do you actually do in your free time? What would you say? Most adults answer the same way I did. I scroll TikTok and Instagram, I watch some Netflix, I walk my dog, I sleep when my kids are not around if you have kids. And technically, yeah, that is free time. But when I hear myself say it out loud, it feels empty. Not because these things are bad, but because none of them feel like me, like my thing, like a real hobby, like something I do just for me. A few weeks ago, someone casually asked me, "Hey Alex, what do you do just for yourself?" And I completely froze. Like, not for work, not for kids, not for YouTube, just for me or for you. And my brain was like completely error 404, hobbies not found. And that question stayed in my head for days. So in this video, I want to talk to you like a friend and ask, why do so many of us as adults have zero hobbies? When did we stop things just because we enjoy them? And how do we bring that part of ourselves back before we burn out completely? This isn't psychology lecture. This is literally my life. I'm 29, I live in Berlin, I got 2 kids, a hard job, bills, responsibilities, and I'm really tired. But maybe because I'm tired, this conversation matters even more. If any part of this already feels familiar, stay. This video is for every adult who feels like they have no hobbies and no energy, just endless to-do lists. Let me show you what my normal day looks like. And you tell me if any of this sounds like your life too. So, I wake up at more or less 5:40 am. I brush my teeth, sit on the toilet of course, make me coffee, prepare some food for work like sandwiches and so on. I pack everything together, sit on the toilet again, check the time, I'm late. And then work. Delivery shifts, traffic, heavy boxes, ring the bell, smile, guten Tag, next address. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Delivery chaos, chaos on loop, like for real. By the time I get home, my brain just finished. Like someone unplugged the cable and I'm done. But the day isn't over. I still need to be a husband. I still need to be a dad. I still want to be a good partner, a good friend. And somewhere between all of that, there's another version of me who wants to grow a YouTube channel, create videos, build something that I actually like and matters. So for example, one night I sat on the couch after everyone finally fell asleep and just start staring at the wall. And it hit me. My whole life had turned into responsibilities and productivity with almost zero play, zero curiosity, zero. I'm doing this just because I want to. And the worst part, that version of me, the one who gets obsessed, who is excited, playful, curious, he's used to exist, but not anymore. When I was younger, I always had some obsession. Tech, filming, learning, exploring, experimenting. I had hobbies, I had dreams attached to them. So, where did that version of me go? And to be honest, did that version disappear for you too? Tell me. Let's start with probably the biggest killer of adult hobbies. If it doesn't make money, why waste my time? Tell me if this sounds familiar to you too. You think about trying something, guitar, drawing, a sport, I don't know, tennis, and your brain immediately switches into business mode. Okay, but will I be good at it? Can I monetize this? Is this useful? Will it help my career? I don't know. I felt this feeling really hard when making filmmaking. Back in Portugal, filming started as pure excitement for me. It was my thing, It is still. I loved experimenting, trying angles, editing late at night for absolutely no reason. Then slowly, it started faded away. Like completely. And I didn't even notice the moment when my passion quietly turned into a nightmare, a completely nightmare. The same happened with YouTube. Sometimes I want to film something just because it feels fun or interesting. But my brain instantly and constantly goes into creator mode. Why? Will it get views? Does it fit my niche? Is this good for the algorithm? Is this searchable content? I don't know, man. I don't know. And just like that, the idea doesn't feel like a hobby anymore. It feels like a task for the content machine, the algorithm. Well, here's the truth. We don't hear enough. A hobby allowed to be completely useless in the terms of money and productivity. It doesn't have to turn into a business. It doesn't need a KPI. You don't need to make a cent from it. A penny. None. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do for your mental health. Exactly that. Spend time on something that never pays off, except with joy. Now let's talk about choice, the infinite hobby problem. Our parents' generation had a handful of obvious hobbies: football, fishing, sewing, a bit of music, some sport. Today? Today? Really? Today you open TikTok or Instagram and in 60 seconds you see pottery, tennis, gym, rock climbing, photography, guitar, 3D printing, Arduino projects, painting, running, calisthenics, digital art, coding, woodworking, and 500 other aesthetically pleasing hobbies. On the surface, it looks incredible, I know, I agree. Wow, so many possibilities. But realistically, creates paralysis. You don't even start because your brain is already exhausted before you're doing anything. What if I pick the wrong thing? What if I suck? What if I spend money and quit in 2 weeks? Is it worth it? What will people think if I'm bad at it? What if I don't have talent? So, you just stay in your safest place and you do absolutely nothing. You know this pattern way too well. Agree with me. For years, I've wanted to learn guitar. Not because I want to be a rock star or I just want to play at home for myself. But every single time I thought about it, the same excuse showed up. I'm too busy. I'm too old to start right now. I will probably never be good. I don't have time to practice anyway. Why start? Why bother? So guess what happened? Exactly. Nothing. I never even gave myself 1 week to try. Same with the tech projects. I love playing with new tech, small electronics, smart gadgets, smart home, etc. It makes me feel like a kid again. But sometimes I literally stop mid project and think, is this stupid? Is this a waste of time? Shouldn't I be doing something more smarter, more productive? And that's how adult hobbies die. Exactly like that. Yeah. Not because we don't have interest, but because we overthink every step. Kids don't care if they are bad at something. They just do it. Just do it for the pure excitement. Adults are so scared of looking stupid that we rather feel empty than feel like a beginner. So maybe the real solution is way simpler. Just try. Just try. One time, 1 hour, one cheap class, one rented thing. Not everything has to be serious commitment. Sometimes the whole point is to let yourself explore without a contract and without a plan. Got it? Try. Let me tell you one thing that completely changed how I think about hobbies. Yeah, and that thing is being completely bored. Sounds stupid. But when I was a teenager in Portugal, I remember those summer days when was nothing to do. No smartphone, no constant notifications, no endless Netflix. Nothing. Just heat, time, and my own head with me, with myself, with my thoughts. And because there was nothing to entertain me, I had to invent things. I fixed old computers. I played with tech just to see what would happen. If I could fix it or break it. I filmed dumb videos for fun with my friends. I tried to build cities out of Legos. I tried random stuff just out of pure curiosity. And looking back, most of my real skills and interests started from being bored. Now, compare that to today. We have almost completely deleted boredom from our lives. Waiting for the elevator? Phone. In the train? Phone. Walking with the stroller? Phone or headphones. Even on the toilet? Phone, obviously. Our brain never gets the chance to say, hey, I'm bored, let's find something to do, hello, because that signal never comes through. We never feel the urge to create anything. No boredom, no urge to explore, no hobby. That makes sense. If you really want to bring hobbies back into your life, you have to give your brain some air, fresh air. Sometimes that means taking a walk without your phone, of course. Sitting on the balcony with no music, no scrolling, just the pure sound of nature, for example. Letting yourself stare at the wall for 10, 20, 30 minutes with no intentions to do anything, just being bored. Or lying on the bed without grabbing a screen immediately, like that's so obvious. It feels weird at first, I know. Your hands literally reaches for the phone in autopilot. But if you push through that first uncomfortable phase, ideas start to appear. Ideas. Tiny ones, really tiny ones, weird ones, stupid ones. But that's the point, you know? That's where hobbies grow from. That's reality. Let's be honest. In 2025, hobbies equal potential content. At least that's how it feels online. At least for me. Tennis? Only if the court is aesthetically pleasing enough for the stories. Hiking? Only if there is some mountain view for Instagram. Gym? Only if you can flex, like flex in the mirror and show it to everyone. We turned almost every fun activity into a performance. Even I catch myself doing this. I start something new and immediately my brain goes, should I film this? Will this look good on TikTok? Is this interesting content? Does it fit my brand? And in that exact moment, joy drops by 50%, at least for me. Because suddenly, it's not for me anymore. It's for them, for the invisible audience. And I think that quietly kills a lot of potentially beautiful hobbies. So here's the honest advice, and at the same time, the same I give myself, for example. When you start a hobby, don't show it to anyone for 30 days straight. No stories, no posts, no reels, no look how productive my hobby is. Look, no. Stop. Let it go, let it grow quietly. Let it be ugly. Let it be awkward. Let it just be you and yourself. If after these 30 days you still want to do it, then it's probably a real hobby, not just for social media. Hobbies are expensive, but not in the way you think. This one hits hard, especially when money is tight and you live in an expensive country. We tell ourselves, I can't afford a hobby right now. But usually, what we really mean is, I can't afford the perfect Instagram version of this hobby right now. We think, if I start photography, I need 2,000 camera. If I start tennis, I need an expensive racket and a club membership. If I make music, I need paid software and a full setup. If I get into cycling, I need a pro bike and a full gear. And because we can't afford the high-end version, we don't allow ourselves any version at all. But here's the truth. There is almost always a cheap or a free way to start. Photography? Use your phone. Learn composition first. Music? Free app. Borrowed guitar. YouTube lessons. I don't know. Tech? Cheap boards. Tiny project. second-hand parts, sports, community courts, used equipment, renting for fuck's sake. When I moved to Berlin and I started working as a delivery driver, money was definitely not abundant. I was not rich, but I still allowed myself tiny low budget hobbies. I fixed phones, I built small circuits, I tested websites, microcontrollers, I played with small video editings, thumbnails, and also I start exploring tech just because it felt like is my thing. And none of that made money, never. But all of that made me feel like a person with personality, with a hobby, not just a pair of hands carrying boxes like my job. Sometimes that small, useless, stupid thing you do at night is exactly what keeps your mental health from collapsing. Just try it. Let me be completely honest with you. The older I get, the more responsibilities I take on. The more my life starts to look like a spreadsheet. Wake up, kids, work, groceries, paperwork, bills, sleep, repeat, all over again. Family, kids, work, documents, Berlin chaos. And in the middle of that noise, somewhere, the playful version of me got very quiet. But for a few months, I had a thought that really hit me. My kids don't need just a provider. They need a dad who is alive inside and outside, of course. Not a guy who is only says, I'm tired. Not a guy who only lives for the weekends. Not a guy who forgot what he loves and who he loves. I want my son Yehor and David to see curiosity, passion, creativity, enthusiasm, joy for fuck's sake. I want them to see that being as adult it doesn't automatically mean you are dead inside with a beating heart. And then I realized if I want to show them that life can be more than just survival, I had to start with myself. So no, I don't want hobbies just for content. I don't want hobbies just for business plans. I don't want hobbies as a performance. I want them because I missed feeling like a human being. Not just a machine that delivers, pays bills, organizes, collapses on the couch, and that's it. And if you're still watching this, I have a feeling you missed that feeling too. Okay, let's make this practical. If you feel like you have no hobbies right now, try this. First, drop the expectations. Don't start with, blah blah blah, I must practice every day. I must be good in 3 months. I must earn from this. No, your only goal at the beginning, enjoy it enough to come back. Second, create pockets of boredom. Turn down the noise a bit. Walk without your phone. Sit without music. Stand in line without scrolling. Give your brain a chance to get bored enough to want something. Try tiny versions. Number 3. No 12 months contracts, no pro gear. Take one trial class, rent equipment once, watch one beginner tutorial and try for an hour. Then stop. Check in with yourself. Did I like this even a little? Number 4. Keep it private at first. Protect your joy. Think of your new hobby like a little plant. Don't post it, don't turn it into content, don't report your progress to anyone. You are not launching a startup, you're just living. Number 5. Follow curiosity, not logic. If something gives you a little spark, that's enough, literally enough. I don't know why, but climbing looks fun for me. I don't know why, but pottery looks satisfying. If that's your case, then that's your sign. Number 6. Allow yourself to quit. We treat quitting as failure. But with hobbies, quitting just means this one didn't fit me. Next. You're not collecting trophies, you're exploring your hobbies. Right now, you don't need more discipline, you don't need anything else except more curiosity and a bit of kindness to yourself, your own self. So, what about me? Here are the hobbies I want to explore and bring back from my childhood. Tech projects, build a website, create an app, small DIY projects, videography, but this time as a hobby, not as a content for a client. Maybe guitar. Yes, even if I start late and sound terrible at the beginning. Creating something with my hands, like building a bicycle from scratch, excites me. I want to cycle around Berlin in summer. And in general, learning something new every month, even if it's tiny. So that's my goals. Maybe I will end up trying new challenges. Maybe I will find something totally unexpected and that will become my thing. Details don't matter as much as the decision. I give myself the permission to try, permission to be a beginner, permission to be terrible, permission to enjoy something that doesn't make sense on paper. Of course, and I really hope, while you are listening to this, you are quietly giving yourself the same permission. Please. If you are still here, seriously, thank you. Now I want to ask you very direct. When was the last time you did something just because you wanted to? Not because it was useful, not because it was productive, not because you could post it online, just because it made you feel a little bit more alive. If you feel safe to share, write in the comments a hobby you have, a hobby you secretly want to try, or what's stopping you right now. Maybe someone who feels completely the same way will read your comment and think, maybe I can try that too. Thank you for spending time with me. I'm simply Alex. I'm trying to bring back hobbies into my own life, one step at a time. And I hope the next time someone asks you, what do you do in your free time? You won't freeze like I did. You will actually smile because you will finally have something that belongs to you. So, good luck and see you in the next video. Bye.